perpendicular and angle bisectors. What?
Our test corrections are due on Monday, right?
Check Power School.
Oh, I have a lot of.
Yes, they are.
Perpendicular bisector theorem. If a point is on a segment's perpendicular bisector, then it is the same distance from the segment's endpoints. If a point is on a perpendicular bisector, it is the same distance from both endpoints. Meaning, I create triangles with a right angle. See that?
The path
So-
has been created.
If M is a perpendicular bisector, then AP equals BP.
Just refresh.
It's green, go. Okay. Then you have the perpendicular bisector theorem converse. So what do you think that's gonna state? Yes?
If the segment endpoints are the same distance from the point.
Then it's
in the
on.
perpendicular bisector.
Yeah, then it's on the bisector. It's the opposite, right? So if a point is the same distance from a segment's endpoints, then it is on the segment's perpendicular bisector. So if AP equals BP, then P is on the perpendicular bisector of AP. Hmm?
Nice.
I have rice.
Okay. So we are going to have to
You can end my
probably,
class.
Abby, shh, we're in the middle of doing stuff. Yeah. If we are going to, so we're gonna start using these so that we can create triangles, compare things, and show that things are similar or congruent.
Sorry.
I'm about ready to switch it.
Oh, no.
R and R. I thought people in Australia would say R and R. They are.
Mm.
They are and R. Your notes are so good.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm sorry, it was probably that second you were talking to her that you needed. Five, four, three. Okay, prove that PA is equal to PB. You know that PM is a bisector of AB. What would you say? What would be your statement?
You have to stick the givens.
Okay, so PM is a perpendicular bisector of AB, given, then what?
I thought that just meant perpendicular.
Point,
I didn't say perpendicular.
You said perpendicular bisector. I didn't know if that was different.
So given,
Angle or you state the given and then you do measure of angle is right.
PA is equal to P because of the.
Or PMA.
Because of what? You're making this harder than you need to be. What?
Perpendicular bisector.
Kind of, but you have to state something before that.
Isn't it like
PM
something
is equal
reflexive?
to.
Isn't it what?
Is it like something that is
Void
proved
deck.
by the reflexive property?
No, not necessarily, no. In order for,
AP's. Oh,
that's what we're trying to prove.
wait, does the right angle have something to do with this?
No?
That just proves it's perpendicular.
How do you know with that theorem that you were saying, what was it called,
Perpendicular bisector.
with the perpendicular bisector theorem, it tells us if a point is on a line that is perpendicular to another.
Didn't say point P is online.
Right. Good. So then you need to state point P is on line M. What is that?
That is definition of a
No, definition of a line.
definition of a line.
Definition, because lines have what?
Points.
Points. A line has to be made up of how many points at least?
At least one?
At least two.
Two.
So you would say definition of a line because point P is on that line M.
And then
Then you can say AP,
equals,
BP, Y.
because, perpendicular bisector theorem.
Correct.
Awesome.
Okay, what is the slope of the perpendicular bisector of AB? You are told A is at -1, 2, and B is at 3, 4.
So do you just find the slope with the slope? Isn't that like x1? Good enough.
If I find the slope, what does that give me?
The slope?
The slope of what?
The line.
But it says what is the slope of the perpendicular bisector of AB?
Oh, then you can find the bisectors, right?
Well, what do you know about things that are,
Oh, it's opposite reciprocal.
Yes.
Negative.
Yep, it's
So
the
what
negative,
just happened
opposite
here?
reciprocal, the opposite
Oh.
reciprocal.
Would it be negative 5, 6?
I don't know, we have to figure out what
The
the,
slope is 6 over 5, right?
is it 6/5, because you
Yeah.
did change in Y over change in X. So change in Y is 4 minus 2, change in X is 3 minus -1.
Oh, wait, 4 minus 2, that's not 6.
What's 4 minus 2?
2.
And what is 3 minus -1?
Negative 2.
Oh,
Four.
no.
So you get 2/4, which is,
One
One
half.
half.
So it's
So-
-2.
so it's -2.
Wow.
I remember the
I just did the
Listen,
slope.
can you handle that on your homework? Can you think for me?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't get it?
Got it? Oh.
Angle bisector theorem. Angle. We just talked about perpendicular bisector theorem. Now it's, well, the one we just did was perpendicular, which means what type of angle does it have to create? Right. This is for any other angle. Does that
Like
make sense?
91?
There you go. Angle bisector theorem. If a point is on the bisector of an angle, then that point is the same distance from the sides that form that right angle.
Yes.
So if AD, see segment AD right here, bisects angle BAC and DB is perpendicular to AB and DC is perpendicular to AC, then DB is congruent to DC.
Yes.
Because I've created triangles now. And I have angle. I can have like side, side, side. I can have angle, side, side, all those. The angle bisector theorem converse says if a point in the interior of an angle, okay, this said if a point is on the bisector of angle. This says if the point on an interior of an angle is the same distance from that angle's sides, then it is on the bisector. Okay? It's the same thing, it's just color coded now.
Fun. I like these. Sorry.
I thought that might help some of you. So it's all color coded to what it is. So the AD is the bisector, the angle bisector, so it's in orange on both. The purple are what makes up the angle. The DB and the CD, or DC, DB and DC are in green because they are the perpendicular bisectors of those other lines.
I left it in research, cause you were like.
In the research,
And then now she's gone.
Cause I knew I would forget it,
the door is locked.
so I left it in there, so that.
It's locked.
When you borrow something, Marty, just return it.
Alex, what, is it your computer charger or?
My computer charger.
Looks like
Oh,
it's in
well.
the car now.
I don't know what happened.
What's wrong with your computer?
It'll be dead.
What do you first spell? Oh, my mom is a key. What do you first spell?
First bill? I have Mario.
Is it
Yeah.
0?
Guys, start copying, let's talk more work, let's go.
We just did that, right?
It's the same thing, it's just color coded. For those that, of us that like colors.
Colors are so fun.
I know the Wizard of Oz can be so fun.
I was gonna audition and then I remembered I have golf 3 hours after school every day in the spring.
Me and Kanan are gonna be munchkins, but we have to sing and we can't sing because we
Yeah.
have no musical ability
Guys,
whatsoever.
you guys play or
Everyone has the
I
ability
said
to
they'll probably
sing,
like
it just doesn't mean they're good at it.
Yeah, because they have to be tiny.
Dang it.
It's
You
among-
You guys have to treat on side.
Drink.
Hey, I'm changing it if we're done.
Okay.
Let me trees.
5.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Margo, you got everything copied?
Hey, kid, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Okay, here we go. So it says, prove the measure of angle MNP equals 94 degrees, given that the measure of angle MNR equals 47 degrees.
I know the first step.
What?
Oh.
Measure of angle MNR is 47 degrees.
Wow. I got another given.
What's the reason?
Given.
There's a lot of givens.
Given is the measure of angle MNR.
I'm not that smart.
We're non-vaccinated.
Guys, stop talking. Equals 47 degrees, right?
Yes.
Okay, then from there, what do you wanna do? What are you trying to prove again?
The
MNP.
94.
Okay, so you're trying to prove that this whole angle, right, is 94. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, what now?
You can
Now
see
you
that
can
P
say
and M are right
NMR
angles.
is 90 degrees, and that's a given.
Oh, I know what to do.
You could say what?
NMR
N,
is 90 degrees,
M
given.
and P.
NPR is also 90 degrees. NPR and MN are congruent.
M is congruent to P.
There's a lot of givens.
MR and RP.
Yeah, but sometimes we don't wanna use all of our givens, sometimes we just wanna use what we need,
Yeah.
right?
NMP.
Okay, that's what Abby said, right, Abby?
Yes.
Okay, now what?
Well, I said they were given.
Wait, what's
MR and RP.
Are congruent.
N and P?
Mr.
Because that doesn't make sense.
Mr. and
Mr. P.
Because that means it would have to be like
Mr. P.
this.
Mr. President.
There we go. Well, that's the same
Wait,
thing.
why did they
Yeah.
add it together again?
NMR?
They're not added, they and.
Oh.
No.
There we
Oh,
go.
no.
Oh my lord.
That wasn't bad.
Now what?
Well, angle N has to equal angle R because it's on the same.
Shouldn't the given go?
And then you do 90
You
plus
can mix
47, 90 plus 47.
N and R or N bisects.
NR equals R.
MR
Oh, you already
is,
said that.
Okay, wait, there's like 6 of you giving me different things.
A
One at a time.
NR equals
NR bisects.
NR equals NR, okay,
It's good.
okay.
Kill the snow gonna be the musical.
What else? So now you have, right, we have angle side side is not a thing, correct?
Correct.
Is angle side a thing?
I think so, yes.
Wait,
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
No,
he wants to sing
It is.
angle,
I thought it is.
how about NR bisects M and P?
How do you know that?
Because of the angle bisector theorem converse.
Good.
Let's go, Brandon.
Big brain.
Mother, you have said words in the magic catalog.
Therefore, we know that.
Mm-hmm, therefore what?
That we know that, N, P and R is also, is as well 47, also 47 degrees. And R. Yeah.
Right. Bruce or no?
Wait, how do we know that they're congruent?
I think.
And then you would just say that
And then you do.
angle MNR plus angle PNR
What's that called?
substitution. And then you would just say, since they're congruent, that M and P is equal to 90.
Angle M
Oh, you have to add it.
N P equals angle M-N-R plus angle P-N-R, what's that called?
The addition.
What specifically addition, Pasha?
Yeah.
Angle addition.
If you're hungry,
Then what?
you should eat some of this.
Then you would substitute.
Used to curb appetite. No, don't take it. It's only for me. These.
Then what?
Then you would say that, and then P is equal to 94 degrees.
done.
Because of the,
Simplify.
So time out. The way you did this, you kind of went in a circle. If you're doing it this way, you need this. Wait a second. If you're doing it this way, you need this step. You need this step, this step, this step, this step, this step.
So we need all of them.
No.
So you don't even need the other given?
You don't need those other.
Or the reflective.
Wait a second. Wait. Yes, you need this one also.
So we just don't need a reflective.
So you just don't need the reflexive or this 90-degree thing. If you're solving it, if you wanna solve it a different way, you can.
yeah.
And you need this, you need, give me a second. You need this. And you either need this or this, one of those two. Okay? If I have that, then from there, I could say that P in R, angle P in R, I would have to somehow get to the fact that that is also,
Well, what if you did 47 plus 90 plus x, and then since they're congruent, you would say that that is equal to.
you don't know they're congruent yet, you haven't proven the triangles are congruent.
That makes sense.
You could prove that triangles are congruent, using angle, side, angle, but that's not possible, or angle, side, or side, side, right?
Well, if
Or, yes, you can prove that they're congruent, because what type of triangles are those?
right.
So you can use hypotenuse, leg.
Yeah.
Because the hypotenuse would be in R, right?
Oh, and then
So-
NR is the hypotenuse.
So you would need that, and then step 4 would say
Congruent.
that triangle MNR is congruent to triangle
NPR.
PNR, right? Because of HL. And then if that's step 4, step 5 can say that angle MNR is congruent to angle PNR because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Yes?
That's crazy.
Then you would go in from this step to here still, 6, 7, 8, because you need that. Okay? So you can solve it either of those two ways.
That's the way my brain works, the way you just did it.
Right, mine too. That's why I was like, what are we doing? Okay? Now, last one. If the measure of angle car equals 7 plus 2x degrees, and the measure of angle cat equals 5x minus 16 degrees, what's the measure of angle car?
I like this problem.
You set them equal to each other, then divide the first one, that one by 2.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, just means 2.
Wait, and divide what one by 2?
You would, isn't it half of the other one?
Oh wait, which one's half of the other one?
I thought car would be half of cat.
No, cat.
Yes,
Would you just
That is
do
too big.
7 plus
That's the same
2x
thing.
plus x equals 5x minus 16?
so you said 7 plus
Half
2x,
of is the same as 2.
Yeah,
and it should be,
plus x.
Chloe's, no, not plus x. Chloe is right on what she's saying, but I think she's wording it wrong. You said car is half of cat, right?
Yeah.
How do you
Because,
know? How
So
do
you
you
could
know?
just do 2 cat.
How do
You don't know that it's
cat.
You don't know that it's
I
hat.
know that this.
Yeah, you have no proof that it's hat.
Yeah.
well, what does the top say?
multiply an angle bisector theorem.
So you do
Actually,
know
I
that
can't
it's
read
half,
it.
Oh,
because
wow.
it's saying apply the angle bisector. So you're saying that CAR is half of CAT, right?
Yeah,
So
so
they
it's
So you
10x
either have to multiply this by,
Two.
or you have to divide.
that one, but just do multiply, it's easier.
I agree, that's beautiful.
Do 14 plus 4x.
So then you get 14 plus 4x equals 5x minus 16, I'm gonna add
Oh, that's
16, yes?
That's easy.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
30.
subtract 4,
30.
so you get x equals what?
30.
Now, here's the problem. This is where a lot of you stop. That is not what it is asking. What is it asking for?
Fill it in.
Specific measure of cars. So
Plug
you
and
plug
chug.
back.
Plug it back
67.
in.
So 7 plus 2 times,
Says 2.
so 60. Okay? Stop stopping short on your tests and quizzes. Go all the way to what they're asking. This is stuff you're working on tonight, cool?
Go.
Okay.
Actually, study hall
How many
tomorrow.
proofs? Yeah, ready.
We stop the video, Abby?
We just finished that virtual.